I think that it's really important, given the longevity of athletics and the way that the evolution has occurred here over the last 50 years in particular for female opportunities in sports, for people who sit in positions like mine who, despite the progress that we've made for women, continue to be primarily men. In order for us to continue those advancements and to really accelerate through and start seeing even more exponential development and growth, those men have to be advocates. They have to be allies for making that change happen, because as long as the men continue to be the dominant voice in the decision-making roles, they have the ability to either restrict growth and opportunity or to accelerate growth and opportunity. And so it's a responsibility that we, men sitting in these positions, have to take very seriously, and I think we have, and I think that's part of the reason for some of the growth that we've seen, but I think it has to continue to be front of mind and has to become an even more prominent part of our focus as we transition into this next period of years.
Josh, what you said about advocacy really resonates with me. What comes to mind when I think about what's needed from men, I also think about sponsorship and endorsement in a way where men are welcoming women in to be able to share when they're around the table. And I think that that's something that has not always happened. It seems to be an evolution of events, right? That women are welcome in the room initially, but women may not have a voice, at least as not as loud as some of the others around the table. And I think that that's important, to be able to endorse women, but also sponsor women and allow them openings to be experts and display that expertise in conversations and situations so that we can continue to make advancements and progress.
Absolutely. I mean, the reality is being in that room doesn't necessarily impact meaningful change. It may be a chance to learn, grow, and understand, but to your point, it is about contributing. And I know that that's something that you're passionate about for that women's representation as well, because you understand the benefit of our autonomy within that room and within the department, and really for shaping our student athletes and their futures.
I want to acknowledge something that you did last year at the Women's Summit that I thought was really profound, in your acknowledgement and stepping up on that stage and giving credit to all of the women who have come before us. And I think it just really exemplifies the type of leader that you are and how humble you are as a leader, and also just seeing you lead in a space with us, right? You make room for us, and I think that that's important because our female student athletes see that, right? Our male student athletes see that, and I think that that helps elevate and advance women in the sports industry. And I hope that our female student athletes, as they stand in those lines or sit in those lines signing those autographs, understand that this is a moment in time that is significant for them and thrusts them into a point and place of confidence for their future, and understanding that they too can sit around tables of influence and be leaders and take on whatever endeavors that they choose to pursue.
The reality is that even though the data suggests that there are more men sitting in the decision-maker chairs, we have to continue to find ways to get more women into those chairs. And ultimately that will be a reflection of our progress. That will be an indication of how we are doing in trying to open these doors and create broader paths for our women's athletes and our women's staff members.